And then Dianne Davis wants to share with us a little bit about Common Core. Let me see what you said. Just the Common Core curriculum. So Dianne, would you allow us to stay here and come on up? Okay.
Just be close to that speaker.
Dianne, back up.
Go back behind the table there.
Oh, okay.
It's that speaker's right in front of you.
Oh, okay. In October, you'll remember that this group was introduced by to the Common Core standards presently required in New Mexico schools by 2 Albuquerque teachers. Now, the retired educators that were at that October meeting were shocked by the presentation and by the comments that current teachers were in the audience made that night. We had no idea that education in New Mexico was being undermined by a curriculum and standards that do not follow sound educational practices. Common Core also ignores the developmental abilities of the students and in some cases does not even allow for review to take place. Since that time, a local group of retired educators has read everything we can find about Common Core and talked to teachers from all over the state to learn what is going on in New Mexico classrooms. We found out numerous facts. I could give you examples for an hour or two, but I've kind of boiled it down to a few things. One of those is that children in the lower grades are expected to learn concepts that they are not mentally mature enough to comprehend. Kindergarten students are now required to perform tasks that previously were required of first and even second graders. The Common Core standards are not rigorous. By 8th grade, students are 2 years behind internationally in mathematics. Common Core math items are often simple computation tasks buried under complex and confusing requirements for students to illustrate the problems. The elementary school day is language arts, math, computers, and physical education. Schools are eliminating art, science, social studies, and music. There's nothing in the curriculum for variety, fun, or to spark their imagination in the classroom. And this is our youngest students. So they're going to lose their love of school and learning quickly. New Mexico has also implemented a rigorous student testing plan where approximately 40% of class time is spent testing students. I don't know when they're teaching them anything if they're spending 40% of their time testing. There's a new teacher evaluation plan where 50% of each teacher's evaluation is based on student test scores for the school. So student scores that you may not even teach in your classroom will affect your evaluation. The plan also requires a series of ever-changing requirements for teachers in school districts, such as no longer counting athletics and band as PE credits. A system to grade schools has also been implemented. The school's grading system caused Texaco Elementary, which has traditionally been one of the top elementary schools in New Mexico, to receive a grade of D. The D was because the top students didn't grow. They were the top the year before and the top again the next year, but since they didn't score more than 100%, which is impossible on the test, they didn't grow, although they were taking the test for the next grade level. All of this is becoming more and more overwhelming and preventing teachers from delivering quality education for our students. Many teachers are so discouraged that they are leaving the teaching profession or making plans to move to Texas or other states that don't have Common Core. It is crucial that parents and citizens of the state speak out and put a stop to these practices that are hurting our children and education in New Mexico. We cannot let a generation of students be denied a good education while we spend an estimated $129 million for an ill-advised curriculum that was written by corporate America for their own personal gain. And these companies that wrote this curriculum are the testing and the textbook companies, and they're making lots of money off of all these states. On the table, I have some things that you could ask the legislators to do to help in this situation. And at the bottom of the sheet, it tells you how to contact the legislators. The teachers have kind of been suffering alone, but the parents need to know what's going on. And now that we've been talking to them, we've had a lot of people say, oh, I tutor at one of the churches. Now that makes sense, what that kid was wanting me to help him with, and I couldn't figure it out. Or, you know, it's just crazy. We've had lots of parents and grandparents that are former teachers that are really concerned about their own children's education as well as everyone else. So please inform yourself and please contact the legislators.
Thank you. I will say that federal funds are made subject to, given to the states subject to their acceptance of the Common Core curriculum. And I think at this last count, there were 20 states that had gone back, changed their minds, and refused the federal funds to get it back out of their states. Anytime somebody refuses federal money, there is something wrong. So pay some attention and look it up if you get a chance. We really appreciate everybody coming tonight. Again, I really appreciate the candidates taking the time and the thought to answer those questions as thoughtfully as you did in a short time. It was very, very helpful. Thank you so much. And tonight we do have to pay for the room and the lights and the heat a little bit for this. So we do have a little donation box up here. Do remember us when you go out that way. We do want you, when you're finished, to take a chair with you. Tim, what else do I need to say, Tim? I always get you to help me with this part.
Thanks for coming and good night.
Thanks for coming and good night.
How are your